Okay, now this is all about Thanksgiving. Remember, this is going to be the 4th dish that I share with y'all. And remember, these are the most requested recipes from past Thanksgivings. But if you have one that you would like, if you'll get the request on into me, maybe I can get it done before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving down south is a casserole. It's all about the casseroles. I mean, that you probably got at least 6 to 8 casserole dishes in your buffet line or however you serve it. Now, what's the number one casserole recipe that everybody has to have?
I think this one here crosses the Mason-Dixon line even. I think this one.
Did y'all hear what Eddie said? He said he felt like this recipe crossed the Mason-Dixon line, that this is a world-wide, United States-wide recipe that people love. It takes 5 minutes to make it and not too much longer to heat it up in the oven. So I'm gonna start, I think I've got about 3 cans of green beans, and I've got, what did I have? How much stock did I have?
3 cups.
3 cups of stock. So now if you prefer using fresh green beans, feel free to do that, but most people just rely on the canned green beans because that's what's been done for years and years and years. And I've had it with fresh green beans, but I have to tell you, there's something about the canned green beans that I really like. So I've got our green beans in 3 cups of chicken stock. And I'm going to cook those for 10 minutes. And in this pan, I'm getting it hot. And I'm probably got a little bit more butter than it calls for, but a little more than a half a stick of butter. And I'm going to saute our onions, half a cup of onions. If you like more onions, you know, bump it up to a cup. And I've got some fresh mushrooms. I'm gonna kind of just break those up a little bit. I think it was like a half a cup maybe of mushrooms, Teresa.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just break them up.
They were kind of big.
Yeah, they're big, so break, break, break. And you could bump that to a cup of mushrooms. So we're just gonna saute that off in our melted butter. This is so sinfully easy. And that's not going to take long because we don't want to cook these to death either, you know. Eddie, you want to come around here and so you can get in the pot? Not you, but the camera. Okay. So that won't take but a few minutes. All right, and let me see. I'm going to turn this up on high. Now, after that's cooked in that chicken stock for 10 minutes, I'm going to drain it real good. And that chicken stock is really going to... I'm using a canned green bean today. So it'll take that canny kind of taste out of it. I always, y'all... my canned green beans, I always rinse them real good. I pour the water off of them and rinse, rinse, rinse. And that helps eliminate that candy, kind of candy taste that we get. So there we go. This is the longest part about the whole recipe, y'all. Is boiling the beans for 10 minutes. But, so getting back to, if you want to use fresh, I would snap them just like you would if you were going to make a pot of beans and potatoes. and I would throw in some strychnine or something like that, and I would cook those green beans till they were almost soft, and then I would just drain those and I would use fresh. But like I said,
no, this is kind of like a tried and true recipe.
This is tried and true, honey.
Have you had a green bean casserole that was jazzed up a different way than you normally?
Yes.
And is
and
it a
it
miss?
was not mine. I was a guest at someone else's house, and I'm not going to say whose house it was because they're a chef, and it was not good at all. Not at all. I guess it's just whatever your tongue gets used to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, when you
Some
say green
things-
bean casserole, your tongue knows which way it should be.
Yes, I mean, some things, you know, I'm one of these that says, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. You know, just go with it. But there's a lot of chefs out there that, you know, feel like they have to do something extra special or some kind of magic to dishes, but there's some that you just don't want to do that with, and this is one of them. To me, that's my opinion, and you know what opinions are like. They're like honeys, everybody's got one. All right, come on, green beans. Let's ball. Ball. And see, these are almost ready, Eddie, right here. It's those green beans that's gonna take the longest. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. Y'all, I'm still trying to adapt to cooking on one of these. I've never had one of these my whole life. I have had small ones, you know, that I've sold at Shop HQ. And those are great for traveling, or if you want to take it out to your patio and plug it in and do some cooking out there. But, you know, I am getting used to this, Eddie. And I tell you what, I love the cleanup on it.
Yeah.
Nothing like that commercial stove that we've been cooking off of for 11 or 12 years.
Yeah.
One swipe and you're there.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, some people are kind of afraid to, you know, cook on gas.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's got that fire going underneath, you know.
But you know, I love gas. I love gas, except when Michael Groover has it. I love cooking on gas because you've got that instant heat, and when you cut it off, it's gone. And that's a great concept to me. All right, these are about to get, and I've got that pot on high. And I mean, look how red that is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's been 10 minutes and I just drained our green beans, and I'm going to start mixing up my stuff. I'm gonna add a can of cream of mushroom soup. I'm gonna add our mushrooms and onions that's been sauteed in a half a stick of butter. Stir that up good. And then I'm gonna add a cup of the onion rings. Now, most people may put those onion rings on top, but we're gonna stir it into our soup and our green beans. And that's gonna give it a lot of flavor and a little bit of crunch. All right, let's see, does this, I can't remember if the recipe calls for salt and pepper or not. And it does, it calls for a pinch of our house seasoning. So, I'm gonna do like a half a teaspoon of our house seasoning, because you know there's salt in the soup and salt in the onion rings. I think I'm gonna bump it up to a full teaspoon. Yeah, I think that'll be good. All right. I started off with 3 cans of green beans. And you know what? We may not need but like 2 cups of green beans. So I'll just see. Oh yeah. So I've got like this much green beans left out of maybe 3 cups. So I think that's like almost perfect. Yes. Yasum, yasum. All right. So I'm gonna take our little casserole dish and I'm gonna give it a quick spray. Can that stuff make you high?
I don't think so.
I don't know. All right. You know, I didn't get this spatula. This was in Bobby's drawer of utensils, and I'd never seen a cut-off spatula. But you know what? It works good in cans, you know, because it's flat. It'll get down those cans good. All right. So we're going to put this in the oven. And remember now, it's hot. Unless you've brought it this far yesterday. All these casseroles you can make at least a day ahead of time. All right. And that flavor tasted so good.
There's no
right
eggs.
There, Eddie.
No eggs?
No eggs. It's so good. Ooh, and I just got a little bit of crunch of that onion. That fried onion. So in the oven, this goes just until it's back hot and bubbly. And then we're gonna top it with our grated cheddar at the last minute. And you could also top it with some buttery crackers that have been tossed in melted butter, or you can top it with more onion rings, or you can top it with cheese, or you can actually top it with both, if that's what you want. So in the oven, 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll put our cheese on top. Okay, our green bean casserole's been in the oven about 15 minutes. So it's bubbling. So I'm gonna add the cheese and then we're gonna stick it back in there for, gosh, maybe 5 minutes. It's not gonna take that cheese long to melt. So 5 minutes. All right, it's been 5 minutes. This is a weird little oven. The racks kind of curve up when you get ready to take your stuff out. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, Eddie just said he thinks he would like the crunchy top. So if you like the crunchy top, you can use the buttery crackers or those onion rings. You can put the onion rings in and on top. So.
Oh, here's a bunch more of the onions if you want them.
Okay. Oh, Teresa's got plenty of onions. But if you put the onions on top, I mean, you have to be careful. 3 minutes and
they'll burn. And
they will burn. When Michael gets home tonight, he's gonna think, is it Thanksgiving and I don't know about it? Because this kitchen looks like Casserole City.
Ask him where the turkey is when he comes in.
You did get the turkey, didn't you?
Hopefully Eddie will have a camera on his face. Hot.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I know that those are canned green beans.
But nobody else.
Right off the bat. No, I mean, I know it. And everybody else may know it too. But it's so good. It's that traditional dish that we've come to know and love. Mmm. Mmm. Y'all come taste it. Come
Well,
on.
I don't want to burn up my mouth just like you're doing.
Blow them. Blow it. You know what? This one may be my favorite.
Really?
Yes, come
And you
taste.
can have the bean. I'm not a big green bean casserole person.
You're not.
Mm.
But you'll stand over there and eat that whole broccoli
Oh,
casserole.
yes, I will.
All right, Eddie. I want you to give me your thoughts. You've already said you would like the crunchy top. But that melted... Oh, be careful now.
Yeah. I can taste it.
Be careful.
Sorry.
Give me that camera.
Right.
Give me that camera. I know you don't like to be on camera, but that makes it so much fun for me.
That's great. Great flavor.
Isn't it good?
Yeah. But yeah, I think I said I'm not a casserole person, but I definitely remember the crunchy top to the green bean casserole.
Eddie is from New Hampshire, y'all. And he didn't have a casserole until he was 18 years old, moved to Savannah, Georgia to attend SCAD, because they don't do a lot of casseroles up north, do they?
Well,
especially in the Polish community.
Yeah, at least not in my family. We didn't do that much.
Thank you, Eddie. Love and best dishes, y'all. Do it any way you want to. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.